Peace, family. We back.
Peace, we
Peace,
back.
peace. This is what's the name? 25.
Okay, so we said we're gonna do. We love living proof
That's
podcast.
right. Living Proof Podcast. Yeah, that's right. Living Proof Podcast. Because I think we decided to come up with that name because we living proof of a lot of things that people say is not possible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know, I know a lot of people do know us, but for the people that don't, I am Nasir.
I don't know about a lot, but
A lot of people do know us.
I mean, I don't know. But I'm Nika.
Yes, and
We are business owners,
yes,
parents,
yes,
and we are pretty much working on. Well, we're not working on it, but we're building our legacy.
yes,
So that's why this is the living proof
yes. We've been building
podcast.
this legacy for about going on 13 years now. Been married to you for this beautiful lady for 13 years about.
Yeah, about 13 years.
But we've been together much longer than that. You know what I'm saying? For the people that know our story or don't know our story, we started
Right.
talking when we was like 19. I had
Mm-hmm.
just turned 20. So we've been vibing with each other for a minute. And once we was in our like mid 20s, that's when we had our first child and got married, and we've been growing together ever since. And that's one thing that we want to be talking about during this Living Proof podcast because even with all my friends and buddies, whatever you want to call them,
Right.
they brothers. That's a good word
Bros,
because
yeah.
I don't spend time with people that's not that I don't consider at least partial family. But we talk a lot about relationships
Right.
and how to make relationships work, even as a king, being a king and having a queen and choosing a queen, and how do you make that work? So that's one of the things that we wanted to incorporate in this podcast too.
Yes, absolutely. Also, the whole family thing. We have five boys,
Yes, yes,
ranging from so we have two in high school, two in middle school, and one in elementary school.
yes,
So
yeah.
that's a whole another topic.
It really is
Yeah.
because they at that age now with them being in high school and middle school that they chose that what sports they want to play or the path they want to go on. And so, now you have to incorporate that as a parent, making sure you make those games the ones you can, make sure you give them the practice on time, make sure you teach them what you know. So
Yeah.
I've been going through a lot of that lately with my boys.
Yeah.
Just not only teaching them how to be young men, but teaching them about the life they're about to experience as they grow into young men.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I love it. It's like it got its hard points. I wouldn't say hard, but as any parent, it can get um, difficult in
I
certain
mean, it's
situations.
challenging. It could be some
Challenging.
challenges, where you like, man, how am I gonna
Yeah.
address this situation?
Right.
Or,
Right.
am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
happened with one of
Yeah.
one of our little ones
Exactly. Yeah.
recently.
It's like what she said. Are you doing it right? And that's
Right.
always a question you ask yourself.
Right.
Um, you want to teach them, but you also want to make sure they learn the lesson and make sure they don't fall into what people consider, oh, that's life. Because what me and my queen are big on is manifesting your life.
Right.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
don't take face value what people say life is, and that's the life people experience because everybody experience different things in life, no matter what color you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know. I guess we ain't gonna talk about the actual situation.
I mean,
I mean, it's
it's
up to
cool to
you.
talk about situations
I mean,
like,
it's up to you.
yeah, like,
I think it's just, just
Yeah, nah, let's just talk about it.
We got to talk about it.
Like
We got to
so
talk about it briefly.
yeah, like one of our children got ISS, I guess that's what they consider it, in school
Yeah,
suspension.
in school suspension.
And that he got kicked off the team, which was disappointing to me, but disappointing to him too. But a lot of play in with it with karma and just growing,
Yeah.
um, becoming a young man, and that was definitely a situation to where not only you had to be a father and a mother, but you had to be a teacher.
Hmm.
Um, we had to go up to the school.
Yeah, we had to listen. When it comes to those five right there,
Right.
we definitely do not play.
We really
Okay,
don't. We really
we
don't.
are those active parents that we're definitely gonna be showing up for
Yeah.
ours full
Yeah.
time, 24/7, despite our busy lives,
That's
being
true.
business
That's
owners
true.
and all of that.
And it's not
Yeah,
even
we got to be there to support them because
right.
it's just, and I'm glad that they are able to see
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
firsthand that we got y'all back. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're always gonna be right here. Just as long as we're here,
Hmm.
always.
Yeah. And we're just not going to blindly be
Mm-mm.
on their side. We're going to make sure that
No, it's always a
when they're
listen.
wrong, we teach them why they're wrong. A lot of things, I think a lot of kids don't understand that. Um, and a lot of parents, just blindly, support their kids. But you always support them. I mean, I say support
Yeah,
their
you always
kids, but
support them.
um, even when they're wrong, they don't allow them to be wrong.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
so. Let me tell y'all, that's so dangerous.
Yeah, exactly,
And
exactly.
it's dangerous.
It
Okay,
really
you're
is.
not teaching them
Like
to be uh decent
to not right,
adults when they
right.
get, you know what I'm saying, because that you just creating little monsters at that
Exactly.
point.
Yeah, especially
um
not letting your children take accountability.
yeah, accountability
Ability.
ability. That
Accountability.
that's a huge thing. Even
Yeah.
a lot of adults have a problem with that, so
Yeah, yeah.
we are trying to nip that in the bud now,
Exactly.
while they are still young and still taking in things, like little sponges. So
That's true. That's true. But
um
I like how when we had a meeting with the principal and the assistant principal, because we from what we heard and from what we were experiencing, we felt like there was a problem that needed to be talked about, especially when addressing young men. Um, um, you don't we never want our young boys to feel like they're being targeted
yeah, young
or
melanated
yeah,
men.
exactly,
Yeah.
young melanated men to feel like they targeted or
Hmm.
that they're suffering consequences of other kids that are not suffering.
Right, exactly.
So but I like I said, I like how the principal put it as far as you know you do got to have these hard conversations. um and it may be hard on both sides because as a parent you going through a lot, period. but
Hmm.
but as a teacher and a faculty worker, some conversations need to be had to make sure ain't nothing going on that's not supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just letting them know, like,
You're not gonna play with ours.
yeah,
For real. Yeah,
pretty much. So
that's
I
facts.
really, I'm glad we were able to get that solved, and we had a long talk with him, with our
Yeah,
son.
exactly, exactly,
And
exactly,
it's just one of those things where they're learning. So
exactly,
we are
exactly.
here to lead them in the way. Speaking of which, that just goes into us being business owners and actually like full time business owners and actually
Hmm.
having a time, still taking a time to be there um, for all of our sons.
Exactly.
With us having five boys, people are always like, "How y'all do that? Like,
Yep.
what
Yep.
y'all?" But I think that we have instilled in them a solid foundation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not
I
gonna say
agree.
they're they are not as young, young men. I would say young growing men. They are pretty independent. We taught them a
That's
lot of
true.
stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um, you know, they they good.
Yeah, I think that's one thing we both agreed on, and as parents, guided our children to be as independent. Um, you
Hmm.
know, that's important to be independent because anything can happen at any time. So you want to be able to handle life situations, you know, somewhat on your own.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
But like she said, we go be there at
Yeah.
all times.
Yep.
I think one of the things was too was during the time it happened, it was, I guess they call it Mercury retrograde. During that all that time was all that stuff was happening during the retrograde.
Yeah. It was.
So we
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah.
you know we I wouldn't say we gave them a hard time, but we wanted information. We wanted information like what what's the comparison to black kids and
Yeah.
white
What the
kids
hell is
getting
going on?
suspensions.
What the hell is going on?
We asked for some deep information, man,
Yeah.
because we're not gonna play with us. Yeah,
Hmm.
but well, go ahead.
No, I was about to. No, go ahead.
Nah, I was just about to say, just to tie it into the retrograde, and it was a full moon. Like, how
Yeah.
did everybody feel that energy of the full moon? That's like one thing I'm big on the moon energy.
I would say for me, usually around full moons, for the most part, I'm good. Like I feel energetic. I
Yeah.
feel, but this okay. So let me finish that sentence. I feel energetic. I feel productive. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I'm motivated. As far as like I'm ready to create something during
Yeah.
those times.
Yeah.
But this recent full moon, I don't know. Like for me, I was exhausted. It felt like my
Mhm.
energy was just like sucked out of me. Like I literally entered into another,
Yeah.
like
It's another.
time. Like I moved forward. I
Right.
leaped
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
took a lot of energy to get to,
Yeah. Yep.
to that spot. So, but today I'm good. Like yesterday I was good, but those couple of days before
Hmm.
and a couple of days after me, I was I was exhausted. And then like when I became more energetic and I started feeling more productive, then that's when I like my brain started like working and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to create. Like I want to add this to the menu. I want to do
I know, right? You
this.
did come up with
So
some. Yeah, y'all should see, man. Y'all gotta see. Like she came up with some another menu item. I guess you can say three new menu items, but they kind of play into each other.
yeah.
Man, it's gonna be so dope. I don't mean to switch the conversation, but y'all gotta wait and see what we got starting at the beginning of the next month because it's a surprise.
Yeah.
If you come into our cafe, our employee been like dying to tell people, so she might she might tell you if you haven't heard already. But yeah, like I
Hmm.
can't wait. She used that energy to come up with those new menu items and just come up with just be her creative self, which is something that even me I use the
Hmm.
full moon as.
Yeah.
That's what you got to use the if you ask me for the full moon. Even the past year, I've been using the full moon and the new moon to help build my creative energy. Um,
So do you want to speak on kind of like, what is so special about the moon itself? What is so special about the energy of the moon, especially when there is a new moon and a full moon?
I mean, I say my opinion, and y'all have to let us know y'all opinions. My opinion is like this. Even when anybody asks me, just like how the full moon affect the ocean and the rivers and lake, you know, it gives it more energy. The full moon gives the tide. It's a larger tide, and I feel and I know that we have that energy inside of us.
Yeah.
So it has to be some way we can harness that energy, just like the ocean harnesses.
Exactly.
So that's what I do with music. I mean, the people that know me, um, I love doing music. I make new songs every full moon and new moon. It's been consistent.
Yeah.
So
He
if you
don't
look
miss a beat, okay?
exactly, if you look up in the sky, it's a full moon or new moon. You know I'm in the studio.
He's in the studio.
So you can go to my live on at my actual page, which is Nasir Music, and you will definitely see something as
Mm-hmm.
far as me in the studio doing my thing. Me and the engineer that we have, which is I've been working with for a couple years. Um, we've been doing our thing, man, and I love how we take that energy and create.
Yeah.
Yeah, we take all that energy and create,
I
y'all. And
tell you, like, even when I love when you be in the studio during that time because I hear it in the house
mhm,
and it's just like whatever hertz that you are using that the music
mhm,
is on, the vibrations are always high. Like
yeah.
it travels through the house. So I love when he is in the studio during that time because I be hearing the music because sometimes the next day I'll hum it and
Yeah,
I say, oh
exactly.
yeah, I kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
heard
that's
that
exactly what
song,
she was saying.
man.
Oh, yeah, I like that one song you was doing.
Yeah, I try not to. I stay in the house. I try not to be in the way. But I
I
just
be
got
wanting her out
invited.
there.
I just got invited in the
She been
studio.
getting invited, y'all.
He said that I can come to the studio now.
Whatever. I think it's kind of a love hate relationship because she loved that I do what I love doing, and she loves supporting it, which I am very thankful for having a woman that supports what I do, even though it hasn't made me extremely wealthy yet. She
Mm-hmm.
still loves to support it, but she hates that I'm not in the bed with her at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Baby, listen. My thing is, okay, I understand, but
hmm
I'm like, my eyes, I
Right.
feel light
Yep.
coming on my eyes. It's like I
hmm
see light through my eyelids.
Yeah, nah, yeah, the
This
sun
dude
be
is
up.
not in the bed. I glance at my phone. It's literally like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's been nice like that.
I'm funny though because I be trying to play like I'm asleep.
She don't be
Because,
exactly.
but see, the thing is, the thing is though, what you don't understand is like I sleep, but I'm not sleep. You know what I'm saying? I'm sleep,
Yeah,
but I'm not sleep because
exactly, exactly.
like it feels like I'll sleep for maybe a few minutes, maybe like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, then I'll wake back up. I'm tossing and turning.
hmm
Because this guy right here,
Because I'm not in the bed with her. That's the reason.
probably because it be loud too. Like the music be loud. It
It
be
do
like
be
boom,
loud,
boom, boom.
but because I'm not in the bed with her.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I love holding her, and she used to it by now, y'all. We've been together for so long,
Yeah,
so I know she used to me holding her. But you know, like I say, she supports what I do,
yeah, I do.
and it's always lovely having a queen like that.
Yeah, and I be fixing
Oh yeah, she'll make some good food for us when
yeah,
I ask.
vegan plant
hmm
based meals.
She'll make it for the whole session, which
Yep.
is dope. So super supportive, man. Y'all, man, find a woman that you want and grow with her. That's why I try to tell my friends all the time. Just grow with her. It's not going to be a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year situation to where y'all know each other fully and y'all go do everything that each other like. It's not like that.
All right.
It's like it takes time,
It takes time.
and it's well worth it. Just like if you ask me, building the business, it takes time. It goes through hardships, but it is well worth it. We get time to get away with our boys. Um, you know, we're not fully financially free, but we're on the track to be financially free.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it's well worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Absolutely. So
What are you
so I was
doing?
looking at the next conversation, y'all. The next conversation. I think did we talk about
No,
it a little bit?
well, I mean, you kind of veered off, but we was talking about
The moon.
the moon,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moon energy, and I kind of wanted to tie in about how You take shrooms.
I do. I do. I take shrooms for the only on the new moon and new moon
Yes,
when I'm being
only.
creative. Like
Yeah.
I don't take it. I really don't take it any other time.
Mm-mm.
And I just use them to help increase my creativity. Uh, um, everything from the earth from me is is what God has given us. So shrooms are one of those things that are from the earth, are natural, and
Yeah.
to me the vibe in here be dope. So
I
my
mean, yeah. I haven't. When the last time I took shrooms? Like
um
for real?
the last time was in Mexico, right?
Was it?
I think so.
It may have been,
It was in Mexico. I would say y'all she had a
but I
very
did. But I mean, before then, I mean, after, like recently, not too long ago, I had a shroom gummy,
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
which
But
is not the. I mean, it's cool, but it's not like
yeah.
super deep. Like,
I say take shrooms, because microdosing is a good thing that people talk about too, as far as just being able to. I wish I could find the words, but microdosing, just being able to have that energy throughout the day. When I say take shrooms, I mean like a 3.5 or
right? How
more.
much did I take in Mexico?
um, that was a crazy experience, y'all. And I can't believe I got some shrooms in Mexico. But but uh I think altogether like a 3.5, 3 grams for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really dope, y'all, because when we went to Mexico, which
Mm-hmm.
was a really dope trip for us,
Yeah.
we like to get away sometimes. We went to Chichen Itza.
Well, we went to, yeah. First, we went to Tulum.
Yeah, we went to Tulum. We stayed in Tulum.
Yeah.
But
We
we
rented a
rented a car.
car.
Yeah, which was a dope experience.
That was,
It's like when I
y'all.
think about it now, like when we was driving through those small towns, it's like, man, that's where people get kidnapped. but
You said,
but
oh
but it's funny
no.
because and everybody, every small town that we went through, people just looked at us like we was dope.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you talking about when we was headed to Chichen
yeah, when we
Itza?
headed to Chichen Itza,
Man,
it's
that
like
was like the coolest experience.
it really was,
Y'all,
y'all.
I'm telling you, when you take that road trip
Yeah,
from Tulum to Chichen Itza,
and
it,
not around the beach.
no,
No, not
like
the
you're
beach
going through
way.
the forest.
Yeah, through the actual the island way, which is big. It's like a big difference. You feel the energy going down there.
Yeah, well, it's not a for. It did feel, no, the jungle. That's what I
Yeah,
meant.
yeah. It's like jungle.
Like we literally, you're dry. It's just a road, and then you're surrounded by jungle,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's just like all you look ahead of you, all you see is
Trees
trees, and
and
it's so
forests and
green.
stuff.
And
Yeah.
then we would come up on this small town. I mean,
Hmm.
it was like we were jumping into different time zone. I don't know.
Exactly,
It's like,
exactly. I would say it just like that, just jumping
yeah,
into different time zones, all experiencing the same thing.
man,
But
yes.
yeah, it's like that path is different because as soon as you can tell, is as you get closer to the pyramid, it's something that a road that they created to get to the pyramid.
Oh yeah.
And so once you go through a certain point, like you can just feel it in your body that you've entered into a certain area.
Mhm.
Like it was
Mhm.
just it was a dope experience,
It
especially driving
was when we
and
got there. Before we so when we finally got to Chichen Itza, we parked. We
hmm
took the shrooms
we did, yeah,
before we got the car,
exactly, exactly.
and shit, we
We started walking.
started
And it's a
walking
short
towards the
walk. It's
pyramids.
like a short walk. I want to say a long walk, but one cool thing that we did when we got there was we planted our intentions.
Yeah,
Like
so we took our journal.
we took our journal, we wrote
Hmm.
down all around the whole pyramid section. It's not just a pyramid. It's like a court area where they used to play their sport game too.
Yeah.
But we just walked around. We just felt the energy. Now we definitely on some we on shrooms at this time.
Yeah.
So we found the area next to the pyramid and we
In
wrote down.
front of it.
Yeah, in front
Like
of it.
right dead in front of it.
Yeah, and, we wrote down our attention. It's funny because when someone was there, they seen us doing it, and they was like, "Oh, look, what they say? They're like, oh, they manifested or something." And like, dang, I should have did that.
Nah, yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
we sat right there. I took
Mhm.
as a matter of fact, before we even when we got there where the pyramids were at, I took my shoes off.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We
Like I
sure did.
just
Sure
I felt
did.
the need to take my shoes off. I don't
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
just a download take your shoes off. So I walked around on that grass
Yeah.
feeling super grounded.
Yep.
But okay, so
And then
about
yeah, I was getting
yeah,
yeah.
because you know what? Y'all gotta hear this story.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
we did our intentions. We sat there. We meditated together, which is what we do. We do a lot of stuff together. And after we sat there all day, we didn't have a time limit because we didn't go with a tour guide. But after we left, we came back to our Airbnb, and that's when we took another 2 grams, I believe.
Right. What did you tell them that? Did you already mention that we buried the right in front?
Oh yeah, well, exactly. I didn't say it, but yeah, we did bury our intentions on paper in front of the pyramid.
Yeah, we buried it right
Yeah, we
there.
buried it right there in front of it. I think I can remember where. I know what side it's on,
Mm-hmm.
but it's such a dope, architecture because you don't know which side is the front.
That's true.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
true.
cool.
That's true.
But yeah, and so we buried our intentions in front. We left.
Mm-hmm.
We got to the Airbnb.
Mind you, it's dark.
Oh my god.
It's
Yes.
dark.
It's dark, so we're driving
Oh
back
my
through the
gosh.
jungle
It is
in the
no
dense area.
lights.
No lights.
No lights, man,
Ain't no street lights, none of that. And
but yeah, we
dope
protected.
experience still, even then. We
Yeah.
still driving through these small towns. Now it's late.
And we're still on shrooms.
Yeah, we definitely still on drugs. And
Yeah, so we got back
yeah,
to
we got back and we took 2 more grams, we ate, and she had the most intense experience
Mm,
that I could name.
yeah.
Very intense, and what we did together, which I always loved, is when we took shrooms together. We really just sat there and vibed with each other.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, we traveled with each other,
Yeah.
and so when we came back and really after we ate and everything, we had the same. At first, we were having the same experience.
Yes.
Um, when we were traveling on the shrooms. We were having the same experience, which is dope. We were hearing drums,
Yes.
like we were returning through the dense area of not on the road, which is crazy. We were coming through the jungle up on the pyramid.
Mhm.
It was like a ceremony.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's the best way we both could describe it. Like we were going through a ceremony back to the pyramids, and
Ooh.
and after that, it's like
And it was like we was feeling this strong vibration that was
yeah,
going through our body. It
hmm,
was,
yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
Yes.
Just a dope experience, and
Mhm.
after that, that's when she had an even more intense experience to where she
Yeah.
spoke with her grandma.
Well, before I spoke with my grandmother, I traveled back to the pyramid, y'all.
Yeah, yeah,
I was it's crazy because after the drums, the drum session, it's like, okay, then I went to the nets. I went somewhere else which was when I it's like I was when I got there, in front of me were just trees, and then I turned around And I just remember when I was there standing in front of the trees, I was like, dang, this feel familiar. Like I've been here already. So I turned around. Mind you, it's dark there too. Like it's dark here where I
Exactly.
have traveled, where I'm at. Okay, where I
Hmm.
traveled to. I turn around, it's the pyramid. I'm literally standing where we buried our intentions.
Exactly.
I look up in the sky. The moon is so bright. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
super bright. And I was the only person there.
Hmm.
You know, it was quiet and it was dark. The only thing that I could see literally in front of me was, well, the trees.
Hmm.
Then when I turned around, all I could see was the pyramid, the top of that pyramid. It's like an opening. This is where people they in real life they be trying to they'll climb up the steps,
Oh,
try to climb up the
exactly.
steps and go up in this opening up
Where they be
there.
getting caught.
But yes, but it's like I can almost the light was shining through that opening, and then I could see the moon. And I didn't feel any type of fear or anything. You know, I'm just like, man, I'm back here, okay. And then I left there and I went into like it was just like a dark, like a black space.
Yeah.
It was a black
That's what you
space.
said, yeah.
And then my grandmother appeared. And this was like right before she passed away.
Exactly.
So she wasn't even she hadn't even transitioned yet.
Right, she was still here.
Yes. So yeah, I the only thing that was in color was me and my grandmother. And it's like we were talking with our minds. Like she didn't say anything out loud. I didn't say anything out loud.
Right.
It's we were communicating telepathically.
Yeah.
And I just remember like laying my head on her and I'm just like crying. You know? I'm just crying. And she held me like for a long time and then I traveled back and I just woke up.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't asleep, but I kind of like sat up or
Right.
kind of just opened my eyes and I'm like, man, I just seen my grandma and
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was definitely, just being around her and being able to experience that with her. That's definitely one of the top, I would say, experience of shrooms that I've experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say microdosing or, traveling, actually traveling, taking, amount that's your body can tolerate because I've had friends who have taken amount that they can't tolerate.
But see, one thing that for me, when I first took shrooms, I'm not gonna say it scared me, but it was just like, wow, like
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
literally wow.
Yeah.
And I'm very in tune. I have, experienced a lot on the spiritual level, but that is me experiencing that for the first time. I'm just, I think I was overwhelmed with so much. Like so much was going on, not in a bad way, but I'm just like everything is so clear and it really teaches you about yourself.
Exactly.
And it also helps you heal like what because a lot of us think that we're healed, but taking shrooms really will turn that light on like you still need to handle this situation.
Exactly.
This situation that happened or this trauma or whatever that happened to you it is still here. You just kind of put it on the back burner, so it will show up.
It definitely will.
So
it definitely will.
but I love taking shrooms. I just for me it just I have to feel it,
Right.
like okay, it's time because when I take shrooms, y'all, I have my experiences be out of this world. Okay. So it definitely is very intense for me.
Yeah.
But it's much needed, especially for people that are still on that healing journey. And
even
yeah,
my brother, me and him been talking about it lately. and he's been dabbling in shrooms, and he finally said to me like 2 weeks ago, he like, because me, him, and my sister, we play around a lot. He gonna say, uh, Ash, I think Spencer on to something.
Right.
I think he really on to something. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, man, it definitely helps with that enlightenment and
It
looking
shows you who
deeper.
you are.
Hmm.
Like it brings that fierce up out of you. Like, man, you forgot who the hell you was. Like, come
Exactly.
on, man, get it
Exactly.
together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we could talk about shrooms for
All
a minute.
day.
A minute.
Because even myself, I've had so many experiences, but it definitely it's just that's that I can talk about mine another day.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's always
it's
something to talk
always
about
something.
with shrooms. Okay,
Hmm.
that's a never ending story for us.
It really is. It really is.
But one thing I do love about when you take your shrooms, like, and that's another thing with me and you, when we take shrooms, we're like very intentional about
Hmm.
that energy. We're very intentional about what we want the shrooms to bring out of us or
Exactly.
what we want from it, you know?
Okay.
And you, when you use it for yourself, when you do music, it's, you know, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It really is. It really is. You gotta listen to my music because all my music is high vibration,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always been positive music. I've done a lot of different music, so my music always been positive. I've never been on no drill stuff
No,
or
no.
anything like that. You know, but it to me it just brings out that positive creativity with it. Some one thing I was thinking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was on my mind when we was talking just about shrooms and about the pyramids.
Yeah.
Um, it's crazy to think about because when you go down to the pyramids, right, Chichen Itza, the pyramid is taller than the trees.
Yeah.
So that's kind of weird to think how long has it been there if it's taller than the trees
Mm-hmm.
is. And that's not like a area that's been deforested or nothing like that.
Mm-mm.
So it had to be there a
A
long, very
long,
long
long
time.
time. Yeah. Maybe put that on y'all list of places to go,
Yeah, I
y'all.
would definitely say put that on your list of places to go.
Tulum and drive. When you, what city did we fly into? What is it called?
Um,
San Jose or
no,
not San Jose?
what's that city area? Cancun.
Yeah, Cancun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, flying
Flying
to
to Cancun,
Cancun.
rent a car,
Yeah,
rent. I would say try to learn how to drive a stick shift because they much cheaper than an
right,
automatic. Um, but definitely rent a car so you can experience Tulum and Mexico yourself.
right, y'all. And please don't be afraid to stay in Airbnbs. It's some nice
Exactly.
Airbnbs in Tulum. You just gotta
It
know,
is.
and they're literally in the neighborhood. It's nice. It's
Yeah.
really nice. When we got to
Right, that's what I was
Tulum,
about to
like,
say.
okay, y'all. So we got a whole y'all. We gonna be talking about so much on this
It really
podcast, but
is. Really is.
um, when we got to Cancun,
Hmm.
first of all, we had a small little issue even renting that little car.
Yeah.
Okay, and that little bitty thing, child, they outrageous
Yeah.
price. Okay, so but my babe, he had it, he had it handled. He was solving the problem.
Yeah.
We finally got the car, and it took us about an hour to get to Tulum.
Yeah. It took about an hour. Definitely about an hour. Hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, by the time we got to Tulum, oh, and when we got in the car, I think when we got there or something, we figured out that our phone wasn't working
Yeah, that's exactly what we figured out.
because we thought that the phone was gonna work. Then you ask the phone company or something like, "Is my phone gonna work? Because we're going
Yeah.
here."
Yeah.
Child, we got in that car. We getting ready to pull off, child.
And then they wouldn't let me add it because I was out of country.
Yes. Because we had to put in the directions to get to
Yes.
where we needed to go.
Yeah.
And by this time, it's late. Like it's early morning. We ain't ate nothing.
Exactly.
Child,
Yeah.
please. We like, okay, whatever.
You guys actually have to watch our YouTube because I surprised her with that whole trip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I surprised her like blindfold to the airport. And don't take out the blindfold until we get out the car.
Matter of fact, we'll link it to this. We'll link it here.
Yeah, we'll link
We'll
it.
link it
Yeah,
down at the bottom because y'all definitely got to check that out.
yeah,
It'll
yeah.
pretty much kind of show you some of the things that we've been talking about.
Exactly,
Yeah, but
exactly.
yeah, we had to drive an hour flying here.
Yeah,
We had to drive an hour uh to
to get there.
Tulum.
And the funny thing is, like, you until you experience it, you don't realize that people have no idea what you're saying. So it's good because our Airbnb that we had, right? It was well, it didn't make a difference, but it was right next to a fire station.
Yeah. And this man just so happened to be out standing
Yeah,
outside
and
and
it's
like
dark.
it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, wasn't it?
Right, yeah, definitely like 2 o'clock.
Because before did we go eat before we got to the Airbnb or we
No,
went to the
it was the
Airbnb first?
Airbnb first.
Oh, okay. And it was
Yeah.
so maybe it was like 1 o'clock or something in the morning.
Yeah, I say one, maybe one,
Yeah.
one.
But man, we didn't know what was it because when we pulled up at first, like everything looked the same, and I
Yeah.
think he was like, "Man, which one is it? How we get in there?" And
Mhm.
how they had it ducked off. It was really nice, but
Yeah, yeah, but it was right next to a fire station. I tried to stop and asked the fireman, like, "Do you know where this at?" This dude ain't had no idea what I was saying. Right. He had no idea what I was saying. So it's like it's crazy to see that yeah, people really don't know what you're saying.
yeah.
Like, it's
So
a
that's why
whole
you
nother
have to.
world.
So give people grace, y'all. When that's
Yeah,
why that taught me a lot because
yeah,
you know the people there in Tulum, the ones that did not speak English, we finally learned how to use the Google Translator, and they were so willing to talk in the phone, and they just were friendly people.
yeah.
Like we didn't have a problem. They didn't give us attitude because
Exactly, exactly.
you know
They were
they
real
had to talk
friendly.
in a Google Translator, and but when we here in the States, a lot of people here, a lot of Americans,
Right. Nah, that's for real.
y'all be having attitudes with people that don't know how to speak full English. And I just
Exactly.
feel like y'all need to have a little bit more grace with people because if you go to their country, which a lot of y'all want to travel, y'all go to other countries, y'all
Mhm.
going to have to use y'all Google Translator someday.
Exactly.
So, be kind. Try to be, give these people more grace, okay? Because that was definitely a learning lesson for us.
Completely
I know
agree.
a little bit of Spanish, baby, but I can't have no full on, like keep talking in
Mm-mm.
Spanish.
Nah,
So
nah. Yeah, no, they really are 100% willing to help.
oh yeah,
Like it's a really cool thing to see. And we stayed in the neighborhood, like she said, our Airbnb was in the neighborhood,
exactly.
so it was cool. It was definitely cool.
It was.
No problems. Nothing went on that was suspicious or anything like
Mm-mm.
that. Just a cool vibe.
Nah, we had fun.
Yeah, yeah. So, like you say, put that on your list. Tulum.
Tulum and then
We're
go
gonna
to
have to let
Chichen.
y'all know about our Jamaican,
Yep.
um, which was a very dope experience.
Yeah, that was another dope
You,
experience.
you
But
know, the thing is, you don't have to have a lot of money to
no,
still experience it.
no.
And that's one thing when we go on trips, we want to experience what it's like there. That's why we don't go on resorts.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper to just do it like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of people they be having a lot of horror story or they done heard a lot of horror stories about
Mhm.
staying in Airbnb. But my thing is, you got to experience new things and you
Got
cannot
to.
approach new things with fear. Okay, do
Exactly.
not let your fear um
Stop you
stop you from
from living life.
experiencing like living life like
Yeah,
baby, get out there, experience life. This it's more than just Atlanta. It's more than just California. Like it's more than just these states. You know what I'm
it
saying?
really is.
American.
Yes.
America. Okay? You
That's a good saying.
experience it.
Don't let your fear prevent you from experiencing life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Don't let that. Don't teach your kids that either.
Yeah, no. Now, there's a such thing as yes, you definitely want to be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
You definitely need to be aware of your surroundings, no matter where you are, whether you're here or whether you're somewhere else. But always be aware of your surroundings. You
Yep.
know, you always want to be safe, yes, but
Yeah.
you have to trust and believe that
Hmm.
God and your ancestors are protecting you, and
Exactly.
you are protected. And
Exactly.
it's your time to experience something new. You're not there for, for nothing.
Exactly.
You obviously there for something.
That's one thing I want to get into as we build on this podcast is
Yeah.
our definition of God,
Oh
um,
yeah.
because in a relationship, in a family, that's so important. And that's
Hmm.
one thing. Actually, last weekend that I started with my boys, I told them, what I grew up on, what made me the person I am today. I want to start teaching y'all that because one thing with me, like, um, I have a close relationship with God, but I have a disdain for the word Jesus. So, because we can get into that at a whatever point, but I want my boys to understand that the person that made me today is being having a close relationship with God,
Christ.
Christ. Yeah, not
Hmm.
Jesus, but Christ, which is a
Christ.
title.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah, that's just building on life and building on this podcast and
Hmm.
being who we are and giving y'all the natural us and you know what we love to do.
Well, speaking of what we love to do, I can't wait to get. I can't wait to go to slow drag.
Oh
Y'all,
yeah,
we
yeah,
listen.
yeah,
It is this. Well, actually, I guess we've been late to the party because evidently it's been around for about 5 years.
yeah. I ain't understand that when she told me that, y'all. Like really?
Y'all, 5 years. Slow drag. It's called Slow Drag ATL,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
they play. It's centered around melanated people.
yeah. Which is a policy.
Yeah, it's actually a policy, y'all. But hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just
Right,
saying.
exactly. Don't shoot the
Um,
messenger.
but yes, it's centered around melanated people literally having a genuine good time,
Yeah,
y'all. And
exactly, exactly.
they play 70s
Hmm.
music. So all the good 70s music, even 70s music that you don't even like, you've never heard before. Like you may have heard the new version of the song
Right,
or
right.
a version of the song and thought that that was the original. But
Hmm.
then, they playing
The
off of their
original.
yeah, they're playing like
Yeah,
actual records.
exactly,
So,
exactly. So.
and when I tell you, and then they have the blue lights, y'all,
Hmm.
and man, everybody be dancing, everybody be grooving. It's just cool to see older people, older people,
Yeah,
younger
younger
people,
people.
like all ages. It's 420 friendly,
Yeah, definitely
okay,
420 friendly.
and
Yeah.
everybody just be vibing. I just love it, and they have it like once a month.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
missed this month, but we're going to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it definitely is like one of those experiences. What a lot of people say, like I think even what me and her said, like if you are having any type of issue in your relationship, or if you want to have a good time, but us just basing it around relationship and not being able to spend time with your significant other. If you are running into that, slow drag is definitely one of those things that be like when y'all leave, y'all be probably in love again.
Yeah, and also, I mean, even just I just love going just to connect with you because
Right,
when
right,
when
right.
do you when do y'all ever see couples looking at each other in the eyes and dancing and
Yeah,
kissing, and
exactly,
and not
exactly.
saying everybody there is not it's not in a relationship, because I don't seen
Yeah,
single
exactly.
people walking there and they walking out with somebody, okay,
Yeah,
they be in
exactly.
there meeting people networking and stuff. But
Hmm.
yeah, with people couples, it brings you closer,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
it's just like it gives you like that old feeling. It's almost like you stepping into a time machine.
Right, exactly. Especially with the music they play and it being played off a speaker. It's like, I
Hello.
mean, a record player.
Yes.
It's like it definitely brings you back to that time scene, and it's not like It's not like the music you would think about because you would think like 70s is you
Shoe wop, shoe wop.
that and disco maybe.
I
Is
don't
disco in
know.
the 70s? No, man, it's
I
like
don't know.
music that you love that you did not know existed because you only heard the sample.
Yes.
It's so dope.
It's dope, y'all. It's dope. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta definitely check it out. And it's about to be spring, so
Yeah, so shout out to Slow Drag ATL. We appreciate that experience.
and it was started by a melanated queen. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes,
shout out to you, baby, because
yes, yes.
we love going. We done been a few times. So
Yeah, I think
I'm
three
just
times now.
man. I can't believe it's been around 5 years. How
Me
I
neither.
how I discovered it was on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
real.
I see somebody had posted it, and I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
looked like a vibe.
And actually, I've been seeing a couple things on TikTok that we go have to visit,
What?
go vibe out to. I think yeah, what was that last video I showed you?
Oh yeah,
I forget the
it's
name.
somewhere in Atlanta, but
But yeah, we've been seeing a lot. I saved it, so we'll update y'all because we definitely will check it out.
we'll
We
probably be able to put the link at the bottom too, so y'all can check it out too.
hmm
Yeah,
But I love spending time with her. Love spending especially something like that. You know, it's dope.
yeah, because
So
we try to stay awake. I mean, we used to go clubbing back in the day.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
such a
but
mm, I
child, you
hate.
can't go to no club these days, baby.
Yeah, I don't want to say hate, but I don't like that experience no more. Just it's
Mm-mm.
just not.
Standing around,
Yeah,
then people, you got to pay about $500 for a section just to what drink
right.
and smoke and just stand there. Ain't nobody dancing,
Hmm.
baby. And I'm just that's like a 21 type of thing.
Yeah,
By the
yeah,
time you get over 25 and you done been to a few, you been to one, you done been to
exactly,
all of them for
exactly.
real.
And it's a
So
different type of experience rather than this. Shake your butt on them.
yeah, then the
Yeah,
music be whack. Nobody
yeah,
want to hear all of
yeah.
that.
So, yep. Check it out, ATL.
Slow drag.
Slow Drag ATL. I guess we didn't tell y'all at the beginning. Yeah, we in Atlanta, y'all. We in the Black Mecca, the Black Hollywood.
That what they said.
That's what they said. And yes,
Hmm.
prices and everything are expensive.
Yeah,
So
child.
parking downtown is expensive. But I heard some dudes say don't cry about it. But whatever he talking about, anybody worry about him.
Oh, I don't know who you talking about.
I seen something on the line that said, "Well, y'all wanted the Black Hollywood there, so prices that's what y'all get." Talk about parking.
That ain't got nothing to do with that. What?
Yep. But
You
yeah,
can say anything.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, if y'all do come to Atlanta, look, man, we right off Boulevard, RHW,
I-20.
I-20, right in the city,
Yes,
right near the
RHW.
zoo. We
Yep.
actually get a lot of people. We got some people the other day who just left the zoo, and it was like an older a woman.
Hmm.
It was just seeing those type of people coming to our cafe is always a dope experience. Just people finding us and coming in. Like it's always a dope experience. Then not only that, but enjoying the food genuinely.
Yeah.
I put emphasis on the word genuinely
Yeah, because
because
y'all out here, I yeah, that's a whole nother thing, but I do want to say it real quick, but don't believe the hype with these reviews. A lot of
yeah,
these
man,
reviews are
yeah,
being paid for, and
yeah,
I'm just not, I understand about the part where, okay, getting more people to notice you, um,
hmm
but I also do not want to pay someone to just act. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? Like I
exactly,
really want
exactly,
you to enjoy the food. And
exactly.
so
If you
and
don't enjoy the food, I don't want to pay you for a review to act for you to act like you enjoy the food.
right,
That doesn't help me at all.
right, right,
So
yeah. So
yeah,
we don't mind, but we don't we have not done it yet.
right,
So let
yeah,
me
let's
say
say
that.
that
We have not paid
for any review.
for any review that we have had
Yeah, and
or that we have.
we don't intend on paying for
We don't
someone
intend
just
on
to say our
paying
music. I mean, our food
food
is
is
good.
good. We don't.
I
So
don't see value in that.
yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And just getting the people in that we do get in, especially the ones that get it from word of mouth, it's such a more of a genuine experience. You know, having people come in and say, "Man, you was highly recommended."
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, and then they enjoying the food too. It's like, that's what we do it for. We don't do it for any type of fakeness. We
Yeah,
don't
no, we
put
don't
on
need the
any
fakeness.
facade. You
No,
know, one thing we always big on, we don't compete with nobody but ourselves from yesterday.
exactly.
Whatever God has in store for us is in store for us.
Hello.
Whatever we wake up to and God say, "Hey, this is your plan," then that will be our plan. We don't
Right.
compete.
Don't and will never
Yeah,
do so.
exactly.
So, we're gonna continue doing what we doing, and all the good energy that we put out is gonna come back to us
Always,
tenfold, always,
always.
like I always do.
Hmm.
And we're gonna get connected to the people
The
that we're
right
supposed to
people.
be getting
Yeah,
connected to.
exactly. The right
You're
people.
not about to use me for a good $300-$400 to make a review about my business.
And that's yeah, they be charging a lot, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all. These
And then
influencers,
and
they
then want free
well,
food.
exactly. Yeah,
So
they
I
won't
got to pay you
and give you free
and
food.
give you a free meal. So how does that work?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell y'all, some of y'all places, I don't know if they're your favorite places, but some of your places that you said you like, and that we've know have done that are no longer around.
Right.
So,
Like that it don't last. So
right,
that's what I'm
exactly.
saying. Like
Yeah, that's
it's
not it.
already tough out here. It's already
Hmm.
tough out here. You know what I'm saying? Like the real ones, they know. They feel us. Like it's
Exactly.
already tough out here. So, people that's you paying for a quick little get up, it does not last. Trust me. Especially when your heart is not in it and you just want to pay somebody just to say, "Oh, the food was good. Come here."
Yeah.
It just it doesn't last. So
No, no, not at all.
I don't mind paying, but it needs to make sense.
Definitely,
Like we need to be
definitely.
collaborating together.
Right,
Like let's collaborate.
right,
But
right. But no,
we ain't
hundred
got
percent
nobody like
agree.
that. But yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, y'all.
I really I'm loving the vibe for this
Mhm.
podcast,
I do too.
and
I hope y'all like our setup. That's
yeah, we're gonna
one.
build on it. But it's cute for me.
Right,
It's
yeah, that's
comfy.
like one of the things we want. Like making sure we got a nice setup in the back. Like
Yep, it's comfy.
it's comfy. This is the vibe. This is actually my studio too, where I create music. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a vibe in here. It's gonna be a vibe with us. Y'all gotta stay tuned. Check in with us.
Yeah, we're gonna have guests on here soon.
Yeah, that's gonna be
So
dope. Dope.
definitely, if you want to be a guest, let us know. Let's
Exactly.
collab together.
Yeah, we can
You
talk
know,
about anything too. That's what this podcast is for. Just talking about
real
living
shit.
the living the right. You said real, but
Unfiltered,
unfiltered, real
raw.
life, raw
Yeah.
with Nika and Nser.
Yes.
How we did it and how we continue to do it
Mhm.
with everything that we got going on.
Yeah, man. We're gonna keep. I think probably the next episode we need to talk about this business, like
Yeah, yeah,
the growing pains of having a physical store, a
yeah,
brick and
yeah,
mortar.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we got to keep it real, and yeah, we it's people out there that are also they also inspired to have a brick and mortar. So
Hmm.
a lot of like before we got a brick and mortar, it would have been good to have to see some videos of stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly,
um
exactly.
People actually being real about the things that they go through.
Hmm.
I
And the thing, yeah,
probably would have been more prepared
man,
of
I'm telling you,
the stuff
I'm
we don't
telling you,
experience, but hey, it's whatever.
especially with the people we have experienced it with. So,
Right, yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's
we
a
gonna
whole
give it to
nother
y'all.
story.
We
Yeah,
gonna give it to
so
y'all.
we always give it to y'all raw. We gonna give it to y'all with love.
Yes.
'Cause that's what we are. We are with love. We are full of love. And just being us, being who y'all see every day. Y'all come to the cafe.
That's right.
Yeah, so we living proof, and this is Living Proof Podcast, family.
Yeah.
So appreciate y'all tuning in. We go stay locked in, and we go see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.